Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, time for my part 2 of yesterday's Tuesday, just after Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast. I'm Joe. If you know, you know. If not, welcome to the fucking show. Let's see. So this is part 2 if you listened yesterday. Part 1, like I said, I'm changing up my channel a little bit. I'm going to start trying to do my own podcast, like, not reacting or listening. See how that works, one day a week, and then the Tuesdays will be the reaction. Bill, I didn't have time Monday, so I spent a little bit of last night and then this morning, so I had a little more time to think about it and listen to what he was saying. It's funny, it seems like these last couple podcasts he's talking about, like, the one thing he said was, being 57 and whatnot. He realizes now that he's like, I get that I just get pissed off and then, this and that happens. He's like, I'm just, I'm that guy. And he's like, the ship has sailed, so to speak, or whatever the case. But it's funny because, like I said, I've been saying that for a little while now. I've been saying that's the Bill Burr that everybody, came to like as a comedian. And then, it looked like he was starting to go, I'm not going to say soft, but, it looked like he was starting to go down the peace path, or not peace path, but, the everything's going to be okay, honey, like, the fucking, like, I don't want to argue, I don't, instead of that, hey, fuck you, I'm from Boston, fuck, get out of my car, kind of shit. It's fucking, it's more like, well, I don't want some confrontation on a Tuesday afternoon. And, speaking of that, it's funny. I forget what it was. Something was funny to him. I wish I could remember exactly what it was, but he was laughing. And it made me laugh because I was thinking about it. And I'm like, the Bill, like in his earlier stand-ups, he wouldn't have thought that same stuff was funny. And then these later stand-ups and his podcast, it's like he's getting more of the old people sense of humor. Like, how, I don't know how other people think this, but when I was little, I always wondered, like, and even now I wonder, like, the style of clothes that I wear and stuff. Well, I don't really choose it. Look at that. That car and I go to work and leave work at the same time, I guess. Speaking of that, why am I not smoking? So yeah. As a kid, and even like I said, even now, it's like, am I gonna get older and start buying those fucking, the New Balance with the like the Dickies kind of pants that are, hiked up 3 inches, and you can see your compression socks and your fucking, swollen legs, and walking around with my, like I said, my pants, all buttoned and zipped and nice and tight around that big fucking pouch. And for women, I get it. Because you don't have the bulge kind of deal thing, but like for men, like older men, like my grandpa's an example. When he was around, and this is, like I said, it's just a general thought that I've had. Like on old people in general, it's like when you get an older, oh, look at that, that's cool. They got all the clays, that's cool as fuck. They got all the dirt separated. You had your brown, red, black. I'd never seen that before. You don't get that in Florida. Shit, so what was I even... Oh, yeah, so the old people thing, so I'm like, thinking, am I going to dress that way when I get older? Like, am I going to stop wearing what I wear? Like, it's just too, it's too comfortable, it's too loose, it's too this. But the old man thing, my thing is like the older men who are heavier. I'm not even recommending, but just as a funny little, like, fucking one of those, like, when people say, like, oh, I always notice, when I'm at Walmart, I always notice someone's, their front left tooth or some random shit. It's like one of those things that's just like, after being a kid and hugging my grandpa so many times, and like, that's, like his pants, I know in his generation, you wore your pants up to your belly button because my grandma did the same thing, and she's like, that's your waist, that's where your pants go. And it's like, when I put them on, they don't sit there. Like a dad bod, the spare tire, it goes right underneath that. Like, I don't know. I wasn't going to argue it, but, you know, that's how they wore it. So, you know, hugging my grandpa, it's like, yeah, his pants came up to his belly button, but it was just like, it was like an egg, you know, like the top of them was round, the bottom was round. You know, like I said, it's not like you're going searching, you know, nobody's like feeling around for a bulge or nothing, but it's like, dude, the pain, if you're squeezing your junk in to that fucking, you know, like, because he's overweight and stuff, I get it, like, they, you know, probably didn't make pants that big, or, like I said, I don't know if it's the style for the older folks, but, like, dude, how do old men that are heavy stuff their junk into pants, and then pull their pants to their belly buttons, and then walk around public all day? It's like, don't you have a dick? Like, I know you're not, you know, I know being 60, 70, 80, you know, you're not fucking all the time, and you're not walking around fucking balls out, America, you know, I get all that, but, I mean, don't you still have it? Like, doesn't it still hurt it? Like, if you got kicked in the nuts as an 80-year-old, I'm pretty sure it'd still hurt, you know, if not, if anything, I think it'd hurt more. So it's like you're fucking squeezing them to death to the point where you can't even see anything, you know, like I could, you know, for example, I could change right now into sweatpants to walk around Walmart and fucking, you know, well, you know, if I got excited in an aisle, I could walk around Walmart and fucking, you know, make some scenes. But especially, you know, if you gave me a fucking pair of, like, leggings, you know, like fucking tights, not even excited. You could, you know, on a cold day, you still see something. So, is this car being towed by a school bus? Hold on, I gotta catch it. Oh yeah, there's pillows in it. They live in the fucking school bus. That's awesome. Well, it's not, I mean, it's awesome in like a fucking gypsy way, but, or, you know, like a hermit, like moving around, because you got your car to go traveling local, you got your school bus, the pillows and blankets. That's a fucking cool little setup, man. Got their fucking DOT, their tags. So yeah, anyways, on the old man thing, now that was always a question for me, but with Bill, no, his humor, well, the stuff that he laughs at least on his casts, it's funny. It's getting to like older people shit, you know, like my grandma. It was so cute, you know. I thought it was adorable. Like, she used to giggle at like this, like, oh man, you know, like you'd be at the beach, right? Like, so we're at, you know, Clearwater, you know, St. Pete Beach. Fucking, here comes a hauling ass truck. Oh, don't get hit, buddy. But yeah, so you're at like St. Pete, Clearwater Beach. Nice turn signal, asshole. Yeah, fucking dick. Oh, God, I hate fucking assholes, man. But, so, like, yeah, so say my grandma and I were at the beach. This is a scenario, but, you know, there's like two seagulls fighting over a french fry. She just, and it's like, oh, what's so funny, Nana? Oh, just look at those little birdies fighting over that french fry, that fried potato. It's salty. I bet they're gonna be thirsty. And it's just like, that's not a fucking, like, it's adorable that it's funny to you, but, you know, that's not a, you know, that, I mean, not today's funny. You know, I don't know anybody watching fucking seagulls like, look, they're fighting over a french fry. I can't believe it. It's a knee slapper. It's just, yeah, it doesn't feel like it fits. But, hey, look at that. Is that an eagle? But yeah, so his humor, I forget, like I said, I forget the joke exactly, or what he said that made him laugh, but it was something that I'm just like, oh, that's that, like I said, the old man in the New Balance with the hiked up pants, the button down golfer shirt that's tucked in. You know, you got the white hair that's like, somehow every old man's got that fucking like 1 inch high army cut. Like, well, not army that short, but, you know, it's like the army cut but grown a little, and it's like 1 inch high, and the white hair is curled, and it's all curled in the same direction, and every old man has the same curl in the same direction, like they were all like fucking made out of a mold or something. You know, it's I don't know, it's just fucking, and like I said, it's I'm thinking, like, am I gonna become like that? You know, I mean, obviously, you know, your hair is gonna turn, you know, gray and then white, but am I gonna look like am I gonna be, you know, that overweight guy with the, like, I don't even care, well, obviously I care about my health, but as far as like the overweight, it's like, okay, who gives a shit? But if I'm gonna be stuffing my junk into a fucking, like, you know, a tummy tuck deal or something, like, I'm surprised my grandma's voice wasn't deeper than grandpa's. Like, I'll never, well, I'm not never, maybe, who knows, I might figure it out when I'm older. I'm not asking nobody, I'm not gonna walk up to it, hey, Herbert, how do your balls feel in those fucking jeans that are way too small? But yeah, so he laughed at a joke or something, and like I said, being in the 30s, or my 30s, in the 1930s, fucking, it was funny, but it was more like, oh, that's adorable that, the older man, the 57-year-old guy, he's starting to get into his silly comedian, or not comedian, but, like I said, like laughing at really silly shit that's not even, like, if it is funny, it's like funny on like a very, like, basic level. Like I said, two birds, like, now you put like an Abbott and Costello voice on the birds, like fucking like a Who's on First, and then you got the two birds fighting over a French fry, and then you go, hey, but it's my fry, hey, no, it's my fry, hey, and then they start going back and forth. That's different, you fucking make a video out of it. But the sad part, well, Abbott Costello, my grandma might have laughed at, but sad part is, if I made a video like that now, a lot of older folks probably wouldn't really get it, or they wouldn't think it's funny, but you take away the audio and just watch those birds fight, and it's like, oh, how cute, look at the little, like I said, it's just, look at the birdies fighting over the French fry, and it's like, that's not fucking, like, that's, man, I missed my turn because I'm talking to you. I'm like, but, yeah, that's not hilarious today. Like, that was hilarious when did you see that first, Nana? Oh, when I was in junior high, in 1949. And it's like, yeah, fucking two seagulls fighting over a French fry was funny in 49 because that's fucking probably the first time somebody fried a potato. I know it's not that. I'm not stupid like that. But, no, that's just kind of where the thought process goes. It's like, where does your humor come up with that? Just like, if people, like I said about Jimmy Carr, my part one, yesterday, I said, Jimmy Carr, if you've heard of him, if you know him, if you've been to any of his shows, his comedy is very, 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 inappropriate. And, alright, well then fuck it, man. I hate these people. 4-way stop sign. You stopped before me. Go, you fucking dumbass. So I just went. Fuck it. I just went. I don't get, you hit me, I'm fucking calling the cops, and it's gonna be on you. Because fuck that, man. This is like 4 times in one podcast. I'm 13 minutes into this fucking thing? And it's like the 3rd or 4th car that just sits there at a stop sign. Like, what are you gonna do? You masturbate? Like, what the fuck are you doing? You seen that you stopped first. Do you know what a wheel moving looks like? You fucking ignorant cunt. Jesus Christ. Oh, look at her. She is, I'm not even gonna say anything. Because I don't want to sound sexist, racist, anything like that, blah, blah, blah. But it's some fucking dumb bitch driving. And I don't mean that as in a colloquial, or however the fuck that word is. I don't mean it in a broad term. Ha, broad, get it? That's a little doopsh. No, I don't mean that as in like an encompassing term, because I do know some better women drivers. I was thinking Danica Patrick raced, but there was fucking like, you got like hours of radio from the other NASCAR drivers like, oh shit, we're next to her? Go, 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 hurry, get the fuck away. She's gonna wreck you. And, it was funny, if you watched NASCAR when she was racing, it was always, she was good. Sorry, I fucking blowing my nose. Yeah, I know, it's annoying. I didn't want to pause like yesterday. Kind of want to get this shit over with so I can get to the rest of my fucking week, which is only 2 days. If I'm going to make Friday. Probably won't make Friday on time if I'm trying to do my own shit. We'll see. But anyways, alright. Back to the basics, back to Bill. He mentioned football. He fucking Thursday was the and it's funny because he did that, and and in my head instantly it was like, yeah, football. And then I found this thing on, just like everybody else, fucking scrolling through internet, and I found it was like all the different stations NFL intro broadcasts. And it was like, so the one that he did, that was, I think, like Fox. And then there was, there was Fox, CBS, NBC, and ESPN. Man, it sucks because when I was listening, all of them was, it's like, it kind of, you could almost put them all together. It was almost like one big, long, like, NFL intro. Like, so, like the old Sunday nights, like, oh, you ready for some football? Like fucking country singers would do their shit. So, yeah, fucking lost where I was going with that, too. Oh, yeah, no. So all the networks were playing their different intros, and it was cool because I never really actually paid attention to the intros being different. Besides, like I said, like a Thursday, Monday, Sunday night, special game intro where they got someone doing the, doing the broadcasting or something. Let's see. You got NFL Sunday on Fox. That's the one with like the big fucking robotic looking intro guy thing. The dun 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 dun, and then he's like smashing around the screen. Either that or it might be CBS. But then, man, I'm gonna have to look that up now and fucking actually memorize the 4 or 5 networks so I can actually go through, because I wanted to go through them on the podcast. Because, like I said, it's like, whoa, I didn't. It's almost like a Mandela effect. Like, there wasn't all those. It was all one. But no, they're all there. I don't know. I don't follow networks like that. Like, I'm not like following NBC. Like, well, what's NBC doing today? Are they update? Are they gonna change the peacock? Is it gonna be, are they changing the colors of the feathers? Like, no, I don't. I don't give it. Like, no, I don't follow shit like that. But like I said, I saw it online when I was scrolling in a death scroll. Let's see, what else do we got? We're at a war with wasps. I guess it must be like fucking mating season. Well, I mean, obviously winter, their babies or not babies, they're gonna die off in winter. But it's like people have been getting swarmed, like more, and not swarmed by numerous, but like everybody I know here has been stung fucking like once or twice over this summer and fall, and there's just more wasps and bugs, like, stinging bugs coming around as fall gets deeper. And I get it, the babies got to fly away and find their own home, make a nest, survive winter, but ain't no fucking reason to sting. You fucking assholes. Especially a honeybee. It's like a wasp, I don't mind killing. Fuck you. You're not endangered, you're not really important to my species, but it's like the bee, it's like, you're stinging me. It's like you're doing both of us a disservice, because now you killed yourself. If not, I'm killing you. And then on top of that, we both need each other. Well, no, you don't need me. But, I need you, and I didn't come after you. Like, when it's, like today, it was at work, and it's inside our building, but we have the doors and windows open. It's nice out. And a bee flies in. Well, it's like, okay, if you land on me and you sting me, well, whose fault is that? Am I in trouble for killing a bee? Or is the bee in trouble for coming at, like, especially if I don't even know you're there. So it's fucking, like, it's like when Bill says, like, well, if God's a loving God, why would God make, killers and terrorists, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, if that's the same thing, why would God make some of the most important fucking animals on earth to us, either poisonous or assholes or stinging? Like, why would God make mosquitoes? Oh, and people say, oh, well, they're food for fish, like the larvae are food for the cod and or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit, because there's fucking billions of species on this planet. You could have found something better to make with your last 5 seconds than a fucking mosquito. But, on that note, like I said, I did a halftime yesterday, so it's going to be a halftime today. Got a couple things that I wanted to say about Bill. Let's see. Oh, another thing about Bill, football. He said if you do everything he says, you'll be wrong. Go with what I say. Go that the Jets are going to lose. Because I'm a Jets fan, and I always expect them to lose. And even when they had a big lead and it looked like it was put away, they fucking lost. So I should have bet on it. I would have made money. But yeah, so the football's back. I'm more excited for hockey. So that'll be my fucking... Except if they don't have a fucking... Well, if they do, it's not it's not like that. Not well known. But yeah, on that note, I turned the truck off, so I'm not gonna sit in this stale ass anymore. I gotta go inside the store real quick, grab some shit from my cat, as always. And we'll catch up either Friday or over the weekend. And like I said, bear with me as we make some changes to the channel. But once changes are made, things will get back in order and we'll get back on track. And we'll head into 2026 not knowing what the fuck life's gonna bring us. Alright, go fuck yourselves. Have a good week. Safe, sexy, happy, healthy, all that.